But it wasn't just fighter jets in today's report. The Auditor General had a harsh warning for Transport Canada as well, saying there are big gaps in this country's civil aviation safety. Our Frederic Zelac has reported extensively on this for us in the past. He's in Vancouver tonight. Frederic.
Well, Peter, this report actually confirms what many critics have been saying over the years, that there are gaping holes in Canada's aviation inspection system. In the last decade, air traffic volume has gone way up, but the government's funding for safety inspections has stalled. To address that, Transport Canada has adopted a new safety approach, giving airlines more responsibility to monitor their own compliance. But today, the Auditor General raised a red flag.
Though Canada has an excellent aviation safety track record, Transport Canada needs to be diligent in its oversight of the safety systems of aviation companies.
Michael Ferguson says Transport Canada is not adequately managing the risks associated with its oversight of civil aviation. For example, it takes too long to address certain safety issues like pilot fatigue, in some cases more than 10 years.
There are weaknesses in how Transport Canada plans and conducts its surveillance activities.
Transport Canada guidelines state that every airline must be inspected every year. But the department fell way short of that because of budgetary constraints. 70% were not inspected last year. Transport Canada says that's not a problem because it focuses on the companies with the highest risk. But the department did not manage to check all of those either. 1/3 of operators considered at higher risk did not get checked at all last year. That's significant, says the Auditor General, because Transport Canada cannot have the assurance it says it needs to make sure that companies are complying to the safety regulations.
I think it does impact safety.
The association that represents Transport Canada inspectors says the report is a damning indictment of the department.
We're definitely resource short, and that we need more inspectors and we need more funding to make this work properly.
The opposition, too, raises concerns.
How can the minister justify these dangerous cuts to inspectors that keep our planes safe?
My department already identified these shortcomings, and I can confirm that some of the recommendations are already in place, Mr. Speaker.
Transport Canada says it will implement all of the Auditor General's recommendations by 2013. But critics wonder how the level of inspections can increase when the government is about to cut 10% of the department's budget. Peter?
Frederic Zelac. Thanks, Frederic.